child, this 4D is starting to get a little bit too serious for me. It's time for me to get some Caribbean sun. Speaking of which, I think that when you get the chance to visit one Caribbean island, you should never ever stop to one Caribbean island, but you should go for more than an island. And because of that, I'm going to tell you one of the top islands that you can visit when you are traveling to Dominica, because they are so close to Dominica that you can afford to miss them. Let's get started. My hand is kind of frozen. Hello guys, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Clementine Ofana, but you can call me Dr. Clem, and I teach people like you how to find remote work opportunities so that you can travel more, see more, and do more. If you want to be a part of this amazing adventure, there are two things that you need to do. First, subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss a single thing, because every single week my team and I we drop videos about new companies hiring internationally with amazing perks. And secondly, make sure you turn on your post notifications, because you know what, you want to be sure that you see these videos. In addition to that, I also share my best recommendations and tips about things that you can do at different destinations, whether you are traveling for a short vacation or a long weekend getaway. So make sure that you are definitely subscribed to this channel and don't miss a single video. Today we are doing a series on things happening in Dominica or anything related to Dominica, because October is the celebration of Dominica's independence, and in this video we're going to talk about other islands that you can visit while you are in Dominica. Now, if I pull up my map here, okay, as you like, I like to do research and I like to, come on these videos where prepared. So if I pull up my map here, you can look up islands close to Dominica or Caribbean islands close to Dominica, for you to see the different islands that are close to Dominica, right? The beauty of the Caribbean is that it's really easy for you to travel between different islands, and when I say easy, sorry, I mean like some islands are closer to each other, so it really makes it easier. However, there's a caveat to it. Inter-Caribbean travel, it is not as affordable as you would love it to be. For example, if you live in the US or if you live in Canada, for example, traveling between one Canadian state and the other, you can get affordable flights for like $100 or $200. Same for the US, right? And sometimes cheaper depending on if they are having sales and promotions. If you are living in Europe, you can also get like super cheap flights between different European countries, or you can even go by train or by like specialized buses and so forth. However, when it comes to the Caribbean, and also that's a problem that is also happening in Africa, and that we are hoping that entrepreneurs and business owners can actually solve. When it comes to our regions, traveling between the different regions is so expensive that a lot of people, even though they want to travel, they're not always able to. Okay, so I'm going to share with you these recommendations, and I'm going to tell you which islands you can travel to when you are going to Dominica, and what is the best method and the cheapest method to travel to these islands while you are in Dominica. When you pull out your map, right, your map of the Lesser Antilles, you will see that Dominica is located in between Guadeloupe and Martinique, which are the French islands. So those are going to be the islands that you can travel to Dominica from Dominica, the cheapest, and also, I don't know if I can say the fastest, but the cheapest. To go to Martinique and Guadeloupe, you can either go by airplane or by ferry, but the ferry is definitely cheaper. A lot of people use this method to be able to carry their goods for businesses, like when you go shopping in the French islands, you come back with your stuff in Dominica and so forth. There are different ferry companies that operate from Dominica to facilitate these trips. I'm going to include information in the description box of this video so you can check it out. As usual, for any method of travel, it's always like recommended to check out what are their policies, like in terms of baggage. What is your bag allocation, and what do you need before you can board the ferry or even the plane. The next island that you can easily travel to when you are in Dominica is St. Lucia. St. Lucia is very similar to Dominica in terms of topography, in terms of the people, in terms of like the culture, right? St. Lucia is also a beautiful island. You can go there by ferry or you can go there by plane. the ferry option is cheaper than the plane. However, if you prefer flying, you are free to do so, but I would recommend the ferry option. I have done it before. It works well. When the ferry arrives, you know, it lands like straight, you know, in town, and you don't like really have to worry about, you know, transfer fees and so forth, because you're kind of like close to downtown, so it's easier to get to whatever your final destination is. St. Lucia is known for its luxury, you know, appeal for international tourists. It's also known for its volcanoes and its greenery. So it's pretty similar to Dominica, although there are a few differences. Interestingly, I have actually never stayed in St. Lucia long enough for me to say, okay, let's tour and let's explore St. Lucia. So I am hoping that sooner rather than later I can actually take an actual vacation to St. Lucia to show you guys everything that everybody seems to be loving about St. Lucia. Alright, so two other islands that you can travel to from Dominica include St. Vincent and Barbados. Now, I have been to St. Vincent. I stayed there for about 3 to 5 days for an Easter weekend. I went to visit my sister, and that was one of the best trips of my life, honestly. I love St. Vincent because St. Vincent is a little bit similar to Dominica, but just like St. Lucia, it also has a certain level of like a luxury appeal. So if you want high-end luxury, St. Vincent and the Grenadines are a great option for that, and they have like different, like a wide variety of, you know, luxury resorts. The Grenadine Islands are also known for being locations for like amazing and popular fetes. So sometimes people have like parties, like breakfast fetes and like, you know, summer fetes in one of the Grenadine Islands. Specifically, I had been to a fete on Canwan Island, and around that time it was my first breakfast fete actually, and Kesteman was playing, and it was just like so amazing, you know. Martinique is also one of the Grenadine Islands, and that is a popular destination for celebrities and so forth. So St. Vincent is a great option if you are looking for several options of high-end luxury and you're also looking to reconnect with nature. Barbados is next on this list of great islands that you can travel to from Dominica. Now, to go to Barbados, unfortunately at this point in time from Dominica you can't take a ferry, so the only option to go there is by flight, and there are different airline companies that are ensuring that transfer. I'm going to put the information in the description box of this video, different airlines that go to Barbados. But Barbados is also popular because it's like a common hub for international flights. As you know, at the time I'm shooting this video, you might not know this, but Dominica doesn't have an international airport, so a lot of people who are coming to Dominica from international locations, like from the US, from Europe, from Africa, from Asia and so forth, need to transit to an international hub in the Caribbean, and most of the time people transit through Barbados because Barbados is an international airport. So Barbados is usually this destination that takes the first batch of tourists before they come to Dominica. Most of, I shouldn't say most, but a lot of the other Caribbean islands close to Dominica also have international airports, like St. Lucia has one, Trinidad has one, I think Grenada has one as well. So, but Dominica is one of the few that do not yet have an international airport. So Barbados is a great destination. I have been to Barbados several times, and the reason why I'm talking about it also is because it's a, like, if you are coming from overseas, it's really easy for you to stop in Barbados for a two days or 3 days layover, so that can count as your visit to Barbados, you know, before you come to Dominica, instead of saying, okay, I'm in Dominica, let me fly to Barbados. You know, I do that all the time, and I'm going to include links to hotels and amazing experiences that I have had in Barbados as on a layover while coming to Dominica. I really think that if you're traveling to Dominica and you want to get a taste of Barbados, the best way is to really lengthen your layover by either 24 hours, 48 hours, or 72 hours. So that is my recommendation for Barbados. The next island that you can also travel to while you are in Dominica is Grenada. Grenada is known as the Spice Island. You know, it's also the home of the carnival Jab Jab, and Grenada is also known for one of their, I shouldn't say one of their, but their well-loved chocolate festival. I so want to go to the Grenada Chocolate Festival one of those years. It happens in August, and let me tell you something, when I go, you will definitely know that I'm coming from the Grenada Chocolate Festival. Why? Because I've always wanted to visit Grenada, and secondly, I love chocolate. So I think Grenada is a great island that you can go to while you are in Dominica. It's easy to access by flight. You can't take a ferry to go to Grenada for now, at least, but you can travel to Grenada by flight. Okay, I wanted to cover two more beautiful islands that you can visit while you are on your way to Dominica or while you are in Dominica, and one of them is Trinidad and Tobago. Now, Everybody generally knows Trinidad for its vibrant, colorful, featherful and soca-full carnival, but Trinidad has a lot more to offer than that. I mean, the culture in Trinidad is so vibrant. The culinary, exposure and experiences are so many that when you go to Trinidad, you really need like a lot of time for you to explore the island. So if you are, let's say, planning a Caribbean trip for like 3 weeks, you can spend 2 of those weeks in Dominica and then 1 week in Trinidad. It would be a great way to also get a taste of the island. Now, Trinidad is officially called Trinidad and Tobago because those are 2 sister islands. So what you also see in Trinidad is different from what you will see in Tobago, so you want to keep that in mind when you are traveling to the region. The best way to travel to Trinidad and Tobago from Dominica is by plane, and I'm going to include a link to airline companies that can take you to Trinidad. Finally, for our list, I wanted to mention the island of Antigua. My first time traveling to Antigua officially, like for a tourist visit, was with the Six Pop Soul Singers, and I will forever be grateful for that amazing experience. We went to have a concert there. That was for the Tropical Storm Erica relief, where we had a fundraising concert. The turnout of Dominicans was just amazing. So shout out to all the Dominican diaspora in Antigua and in the whole of the Caribbean. In fact, one of the things I must say for sure is that Dominicans rep for their people, and I absolutely love that. So Antigua is a beautiful island that you can also travel to when you are in Dominica. The best way to go to Antigua from Dominica is by flight, and Liat is the primary airline company that operates that connection, although you can take additional airline companies. Now, the Liat headquarters are also in Antigua, which is why a lot of times when you fly between the different Caribbean islands, you will see that most flights generally kind of like have a stopover or layover in Antigua because that's where the company is headquartered. Okay, now I covered different islands that you can visit or explore while you are in Dominica. If you are into island hopping, if you love maximizing your time when you're on vacation, and if you also have the budget to do it, I definitely recommend checking out these islands, see what they are known for, see what you can do while you are there, and definitely take a chance and book that trip. Let me know in the comments below which of these islands have you ever been to and which one you will want to visit while you are on your trip in Dominica or at any other opportunities or occasion. Let's chat in the comments.